Hey everyone, Wayne Schmidt here, and welcome to a new edition of Flix Files. I'm pretty sure some of you know, way in my early days I did my first game review, aka the first edition of WSN Arcade, with Angry Birds. All I talked about was like the ability of all the levels back then. And since then, they've been on through a lot more. Numerous games and even a short cartoon series. But now, recently, Robio decided to take the next step of the series, and moving not just from a cartoon, but an animated movie. And I recently just saw it earlier, and I definitely want to give you my opinions of a great review of the new Angry Birds movie. Well, anyway, the movie is pretty much personifies of how the story of Angry Birds really got started, of how the story on how the pigs got the birds so mad, and how the birds started splinging themselves at the pig fortresses, etc., etc. So anyway, the story actually all starts off with Red, played by Jason Sudeikis, who was pretty much a Angry Bird all his life of having been hatched with his parents no longer in sight, because he was hatched from a Hoth and Bound. In school, he was ridiculed because of his overly big eyebrows, and has always let his anger get the best of him. But you see, on the Bird Island, where all the birds live, where Red and the other birds live, it's supposedly a very happy place where anger is severely frowned upon and isn't liked about. You see, Red actually took it a bit too far around the time the movie starts, when Red was gone as a clown/cake delivery guy. Eye for a young bird's hatch day. When he scares the kid and the cake gets ruined, he takes it out on the parents and is sentenced to bird court, where the judge sentenced him to consider it the highest punishment on Bird Island, anger management classes. From there he actually meets some of the birds that would go on to become the staples of the Angry Birds series. Chuck the yellow bird, played by Josh Gad, had Bomb the blackbird, performed by Danny McBride, Terrence, which eventually knows Red's big brother, even though in this game they're preferred by the perfect strangers, and the mediator of the whole class as Matilda the white bird, who has actually gone over her own methods of getting over her anger, is trying to teach them to the others. Each of the other birds have had their own problems. Chuck got sent to anger management after getting a speeding ticket for running too fast, and also messing with the police officer who gave him the ticket by messing up his office and stealing his wallet, all during the time the police officer was writing the ticket. Bomb got sent to anger management class because he had a tendency to blow up because he had IED, inexplicable explosive disorder. And as for Terrence, you don't want to know. As seen when Matilda looks through Terrence's anger folder, it's pretty terrible. Well, so anyway, anger management classes aren't working well for Red. But then suddenly, Piggy Island and Birdie Island is being invaded by the pigs, led by their leader Leonard, who's voiced by Bill Hader. Say it was just him and one pig, and they planned a friendship between the pigs and the birds by bringing them gifts like trampolines, helium-filled balloons, and the slingshot. Of course, the fabled slingshot, which becomes the main staple of the Angry Bird games. But after the celebration, Red, Chuck, and Bomb invade the pig ship, where it turns out that there's more of them. Have to get suspicious but the other birds, including the judge, won't think of it. When they actually try, and so Red, Chuck, and Huck and Bomb eventually go to Mighty Eagle to see if he has any answers. But it turns out he's a wash-up, huh? Man who doesn't know anything. But it was already too late. The bird wait to figure out their plan. The pigs' plan was to win them over with their friendship. Acted in one party, and then steal all their eggs and then blow up their houses. Houses all in par. And then send the expect Piggy Island so all the pigs of Piggy Island can feast upon them. So they're auditioning to get the eggs back. How does it turn out? Well, you'll have to see the movie to find out, because that's as far as I'm gonna go. Well, she had to say that one thing that there's a message that anger can sometimes be a good message sometime. Just try not to let your anger get too in control, okay? I gotta say, it's a really great movie. It very great personifies how the heck worked well with the game, because the folks at Rovio worked really close with Sony Animation to get the Pictures Animation to get the pictures to put this as accurately as possible. Plus, there's also quite a lot of references to the other games. Like Angry Birds Go, there was a couple of vehicles there. Some of the characters from Angry Birds Stella, including Stella and Willow, make appearances. See that I actually didn't mention every one of the 5 main characters. I mentioned Red, Chuck, Matilda, and Bomb. But where were the Blues? I'll have to say that there are in there. You'll just have to wait a little longer to see where they come up. And I actually believe that based on how the movie ends, I have a feeling that there might be a sequel in the works. So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this movie. I surely did. I definitely give it the old da-da-da-da. So, anyway, that's my opinion on the Angry Birds movie, folks. Hope to stick around for WSN for a lot more stuff coming up. As we get ready for summer here on WSN. And including the launch of a brand new show of what I call the Game Show Zone. You'll see about that soon enough. And also, I got a WSN arcade coming up for Kirby Planet Robobot, and plenty of more stuff along the way. Coming up later on this year. Hope you guys stick around for more WSN pretty soon. And be sure to subscribe, so you can see this stuff before anyone else can. So, this is William Schmidt saying, see you next time, and stay angry, folks.